What's up, everybody? Happy Father's Day to everybody. Today's Sunday. Uh, let's jump in and dive into what I see for this whole week. So this is just a full week analysis based on the weekly chart for what I see. And tomorrow I'll be doing the crypto analysis, but there's been a lot of questions on how to dive into the demo contest for LMFX and also how to put indicators. So I will sometime around Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm gonna just make a bunch of videos and have it all uploaded. Like I know there's a lot of questions on like how to like win the demo contest for the LMFX demo contest every month, and then how to chart out a weekly chart and guess out and predict the crystal ball contest for the LMFX. And then the final one would be more videos on MetaTrader 4 mobile app indicators, how to use them and what to identify, and settings on every single indicator that I have tested and taught and looked at. Overall, let's jump into here. I know you guys been anticipating a lot of things from me, so I want to show you guys the weekly chart because this is what I look at first. We notice that the new weekly candle starts out in Tokyo sessions. For me, it's 6 p.m. Central Time. Everything I do is Central Time for those that don't know. And it is very important to understand where the next weekly candle is going to go, especially if you're doing a full weekly swing. Based on what I see right here on the weekly chart, you can clearly see a double top being formed. Clearly with this resistance matching the 94, right? The 94.8 price. You can clearly see right here that's clearly creating a set of resistance again. And so this is a very important price target to look for. We know that the dollar index has been very solid. It's been gaining a lot of momentum on the upside for almost 2 months. I'd say that for almost 7 weeks now. So it's very important to see where the dollar is headed off, especially when we're in the middle month of June. So can things cause a huge reversal? Yes, probably sometime this week. There's not a whole lot on the economic calendar like what happened for last week. So tomorrow we're diving into the Fed members that are speaking tomorrow. But the most important thing to pay attention to is the tariffs. Whatever Trump has got going on for China, Russia, Europe, Mexico, Canada, all those countries are going to come back and slap tariffs on the United States. So it's a huge trade war deal. The trade war has not been resolved, and it probably won't be resolved anytime soon. So that is still on the political side, and you have to remember that political events will drive the economic activity versus the economic calendar. And so what I see right here is clearly this weekly candle will probably end up being a bearish candle going back down. And if it does engulf this bull candle and it breaks their support here, then we are looking for it to break 93 for next week. But that's just what I see right now for my full prediction. Because if the dollar's dropping, guess what? We're buying the euro, we're buying the pound, we're buying Australia, New Zealand gold. We're selling all the US dollar pairs. So it's very key, very key and very critical stage right now to see where this dollar is being projected for this week, especially starting tomorrow. And on the economic calendar, I want to show you guys some key important events. These are all high impact news here. Some key important events starting out tomorrow. I know a lot of people are probably looking at these two speeches here. I don't really care. I don't really care about the FOMC speeches. The only FOMC speech you should really look into is Powell speaking on Wednesday. His speech will have a huge impact on the US dollar. Draghi is speaking tomorrow and Tuesday. So that's very key important notes coming from the ECB, the president of the ECB. If you don't know what ECB stands for, it's the European Central Bank. He's the president. Okay, I don't care about the building permits. I don't care about those. The BOJ policy meeting is very critical, especially for the BOJ, Bank of Japan. And then on Monday, well, let me go back to Monday. Besides Draghi's speech, we have RBA meeting minutes. So RBA is the Reserve Bank of Australia. Something to pay attention to because this will cause a huge spike, new spike for the Australian dollar and all the Australian cross pairs. Draghi's speech will have a huge effect from his speech going 12:30 in the afternoon. These are all Central Time here, Central Time standards for me. So these are just all based on where I live. You got the BOJ monetary policy meeting minutes coming out at 18:50. That's 6:50 p.m. Central Time. It'll be 7:50 p.m. Eastern Time for you, if you know that live in Eastern Time. Governor Lowe, he's going to have a huge impact. Draghi is speaking the third time in a row, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. This is probably the first time I ever see anything like this for him to speak 3 days in a row like this. So his final speech will have a more high impact than the first two speeches. It's not about what happens in the first speech. If he's already scheduled to speak from Tuesday and Wednesday, his last speech will be the most important speech. Right after Draghi's speech, Fed Powell is speaking. Well, hold on a second. I'm not reading the times right. So exactly at 8:30 in the morning or 7:30 Eastern Time, RBA Governor Lowe is speaking for Australia. President Draghi is speaking for the European Central Bank. And Fed Powell is speaking for the U.S. exactly at 7:30 Eastern Time or 8:30 Central Time. That is some really, really crucial events that's going to happen, especially for Wednesday. Even though it doesn't have the most high impact news, but when you have three bank speeches going on at the same time, you gotta have to pay attention to what the most important speech I'd be paying attention to would be Powell speaking, since everything revolves around the U.S. dollar. Now, what we have here later on would be the GDP for New Zealand, which I think that, yeah, that's New Zealand because that's not the same flag as Australia. Thursday, during London sessions, you have the SNB, Swiss National Bank, it's part of Switzerland. They got to do their interest rate decision and the press conference. I don't really trade all the Swiss pairs, but if you've been following the Swiss franc dollar, it's very important to see how much is already being capped at resistance, and it's going to drop right back. So we will see where they're going to try and push the dollar, push the Swiss franc, the value of the Swiss franc for this. But the most important thing for Thursday morning at 6 in the morning, it's an hour before New York is opening. This is, I don't know, to them, it's like one or 1 in the afternoon or exactly at 12 p.m. their time. I know it's 6 a.m. my time, but you have to think about that London opens at 2 in the morning my time and 4 hours later. So when they open up at 8 in the morning, so by noon, the Bank of England is coming out with their interest rate decision, monetary policy summary, Bank of England minutes. This is very, very crucial, especially those that like to trade high impact news. You're going to see a huge, huge spike going up or down. I did see where it would spike up and then spike right back down and get whipsaw. So very important, especially for them coming out for the rate. The most important thing is a lot of people are speculating that they're not going to raise rates. And I do plan on buying the pound. So that's a key hint right there. You don't have to follow what I'm doing, but that's my plan, is to buy the pound. A lot of people are anticipating that the pound, the UK isn't planning on doing anything for the Bank of England because they're still working on Brexit deals. Well, the Brexit deals hasn't been really negative either. So that's still on the line. That's still on a major talk as well on the political side for the Brexit deals. And then coming back down here, we are looking on Friday. The only thing for Friday I'd be paying attention to is the Bank of Canada Consumer Price Index, retail sales. That's it. So it'd be just focused on trading Canadian pairs. And CAD Swiss franc and CAD JPY has been taking a massive downtrend. So I do plan on buying CAD instead of selling CAD. So CAD has been on a huge sell for the past week now, almost 2 weeks. So we're looking into to buy just for the new spike, and that's it. And then if that's a huge reversal, then the biggest thing is to pay attention to oil prices, because oil prices affect the value of the Canadian dollar anyways. Overall, like I said, what I see here on the US dollar index is to pay attention to where this weekly candle is going to be shifted. And if it does cause the double top, which I'm looking at right now, and if it actually does cause the double top, it will be a huge reversal for the US dollar going back down pretty hard. And I'm looking for it to break 93 here, right around here. Breaks 93, we're looking for 92 and 91. Those are some easy price targets to take a look at where it's going. So other than that, can the dollar push again for another bull run? Yes, it can. So it all comes down to the trade wars. Powell speaking on Wednesday, but also the most important thing is we have unexpected political events that are going to be driven during the New York sessions, and that is very important to pay attention to, because when you see unexpected news come out, you're going to expect some market volatility, and the market reactions are going to be so volatile, and people think it's just a retracement, but then if it ends up being a reversal, you end up losing more money if you don't catch that. So very important to pay attention to the New York sessions this whole week, because Trump's got his trade deals going on. The other countries are going to start slapping tariffs, which they've been doing. They're going to slap some more tariffs on the United States. There's going to be another trade war deal going on this whole week, along with Fed Powell speaking. Mario Draghi is speaking 3 days in a row, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And so you have to pay attention to where these speeches are going to drive the markets for this whole week. Nothing but speeches, and you have to pay attention to where the central banks are going to get these prices going. So I got my eyes on the US dollar and New York sessions this whole week, because it's the most important session to pay attention to. All right, I mean, that's all I got for you guys. But I will be making more videos, like what I said earlier, and that way you guys can catch on and be more effective for yourself.